right, hola, what's up everybody? I had so many questions and comments and debates on the VCRTs that I was showing, specifically the field piece valve core removal tool. It's a new tool, it just came out. I had some people, saying that they had issues with it. I had some people saying, why would I buy that? Now, I'm not here to be a salesman or anything like that. So just to get to the point, I have 4 VCRTs to compare. I'm going to go over all the specs. Or like the features on each one and why I bought most of them. The field piece is the only one that I got sent out to me. I've worked with field piece in the past. I've used them for 17 years. It is what it is. I bought so much field piece stuff, and I got a couple things from them. But this is a comparison video of me trying to pull out shraders under pressure. Now, it's going to be in a tested environment only because I don't have a call for it yet, a service call. If you guys want to go check out Curtis, HVAC guy, he's used it on a couple of AC units. So they do fit in a residential application. I've used it in commercial on vacuums and it's worked just fine. So, I mean, it is what it is. So as far as like what, I think every VCRT is different. So of the 4 that I have some of the major ones. Only one has a sight glass, right? 2 of them, you're able to isolate the micron gauge if you hook up to it so that you don't contaminate it. I used it to remove the gauge so I could replace batteries, and then I came back and put it back on because there's valves on 2 of them. One of them has a torque built into it to where you can tighten the shrader to the specified torque setting, and 3 of them have a basically identical way of grabbing the stem to a point where it can pull it out pretty reliably. I think that covers most of it. 2 of them have magnetic pullers that you can, once you take out the shrader or you just don't want to lose the end, you can put it on the unit and it stays there magnetically. And then one of them has a rotating part where you put your thumb. When you're unscrewing it and you put your palm or your thumb on it, it rotates without spinning the middle, so you don't wear out your hand or whatever. So one of them has that. Oh, and one has an optional $13 accessory. It's a 5/16 swappable fitting. So you remove the 1/4 inch, put in the 5/16 if you guys are going to do mini splits. Other brands like Appion require you to buy a whole new VCRT, which in that case, the prices kind of even out. So if you guys are like, oh, that's twice the price, even with the $13 option, it's still the price of 2 Appion tools if you guys are doing mini splits. If you guys are not, then that's not an issue. But essentially, if you're buying 2 of the Appions for that reason, it's going to come out to just as much or more than a field piece with the swappable fitting. With all that being said, let's get to it. Let's compare these VCRTs just doing what they should be doing, and you be the judge. All right, so I pressurized both sides just to make it a little more realistic. This is the infamous compressor that has shown up in several videos now, especially on the social media side. The best brazing video that we did. Anyway, like I said, both sides, that's where it's settling at, 155. I threw some on the suction, some on the high side, just so that we can try both. I'm more concerned with doing a straight up extraction of the shrader. We got all of our cores here, or core removal tools here. So I got all the ends, the grabbers, the pullers, whatever you want to call them. And then I have the opponents, the challengers. We're going to see I got Appion, AccuTools, JB Industries, and the newest field piece. I got the VC2G, which is my personal favorite. And we're going to see how they do, how they grab. they're all different. If you even just look at the pullers themselves, if you look down in there, I'll show a um, detailed video on each one of them, so you guys can see the differences. So obviously, the Appian is probably the most popular among people, and I went and bought it because of how well built it is. The lever is the most annoying part of it. That is a huge ass lever for refrigeration if you guys work in tight spots. So we're going to be pulling out shrader cores, and I'm just going to go one by one and show you how well they do under pressure. I haven't had to use them out in the field yet, except for vacuums, but in vacuums, we take these out before we even hook up our core tools, just because that's a no-brainer. It's easier. And then putting them in is not that hard. It's taking them out that is the issue. All right, so hopefully you can see it there. We have 100 psi, give or take. This, hopefully I can do all 4 in one go, but essentially you have a leaking shrader. We're going to go in and remove it. So first up is the Appian core removal tool. So this one also has a magnetic feature on the puller. Some people like that. I love that. I think that's a must on these, because if you're gonna set it down somewhere with the shrader pulled out, or you just need to put it down, it won't fly away or anything. So here's our Appian. All right, we got pressure. We're gonna go down, and then at this point you're just pulling it out. So all you're gonna do is unscrew. I already seated it, because when you put it down and you're putting the puller in there, it has to sit a certain way. So it's gonna drop, and then you're gonna twist it and you might feel it drop again once it's on the actual shrader. So we are locked in right there. I can feel it. And then we're just gonna remove. And I'm assuming we got it out. Close it off. Nothing, right? We're gonna try it again. And some people have sworn by this one, but it's hit or miss for me. So we got it again. I can hear it. It's clicking. It's pulling it. And still nothing. So I'm not able to get it out. The other thing, I'm not going to show it here, but if you have it stuck in there, you're going to have it open, release the pressure really quick, be safe, get out of the way, warn anybody, and it's going to shoot it out like a projectile. I've done that plenty of times, and this is giving me some flashbacks. So let's put that back in. All right, it's tight. So that's why I'm showing it in an upright angle. The Appian is not able to get that shrader out, and that is because this relies on it relies to grab on the end, not the stem, but the little end piece right there, and it doesn't really hold on to it. So not the best for replacing a leaking shrader valve. Now the rest of these do have, there's going to be a hole in there to where it's actually grabbing the shrader. So let me get this one. This is the AccuTools VCRT. So we're going to put this one on. Then we're going to put our puller in. Everything's already open, so we're just going to go for it. Can hear it that it clicked in. I think I had good luck with this one. Hopefully, we'll see right now. So spin it several times. I will say all of these, except for the last one, it's going to hurt your thumb or it's going to wear out your glove. depending on what you wear. So this one, got it out, no problem. This is the one that I was using for a good while. And we got the shrader out because it does actually hold on to it. So that's a win for AccuTools. We're going to put it back in. So personally never had an issue with it. It's just I wanted to try the Appian one. Wrong way. So I ended up buying those because I just like the way they were built a little bit better. So AccuTools is a good one. And again, it's just the design of the puller. I'm surprised Appian doesn't use that way to grab them. It depends on grabbing the body, the little thin piece right there. So it depends on that thin, jagged edge there instead of the stem, which sometimes the stems are broken, but stuff happens. So the next one we have up is JB Industries. I don't know if I can show it there, but they have a unique one to where, okay, I didn't know if it was marked. It's marked on the side, open, closed. The lever's a little different. It's a little bit sleeker. You might have issues with it, but got it on there. This, we have a shrader here anyway, but this is a sliding port. Slide it in to open, I believe. Yeah. So if you have a micron gauge out here, sliding this piece down, it doesn't go over the port or anything. It's just a small little travel. Gives you pressure this way, and then if you close it by pulling on it, you don't get any pressure. You can take this off or leave it on there, and then when you charge up your system, you're not contaminating your micron gauge. So this one, again, does have a puller, has a slide valve, pretty sleek. I think that body is pretty small. And they give you a torque end right here. All right, so I'm pretty sure this one's going to do well as well if it's utilizing the same. Let's see, we're going to set it in. Okay, there it kind of clicked and settled even further. And then we're going to remove. They're all extremely uncomfortable when you're trying to do this under pressure. Close that off. And it did grab it. So far, the one that everybody keeps trying to defend is the one that didn't work. So this one grabs it as well. And this one actually does pretty well. That took a lot of force to get it off because it grabs the stem. It's the same thing again. The unique feature on this one, like I said, is the slide valve to protect your micron gauge. I actually had to use this exact one when my micron gauge died. I was able to isolate this off, and then go change out the battery to my micron gauge, put it back on, and just resume as if nothing happened. So let's open this up. So we're going to put it back in. And the thing with this one is you're going to know when it's tight enough. So we're going to let it torque right there. So you're not able to, it just keeps clicking. You're not able to spin it anymore because it's already been torqued to a shrader specification so that it's not going to leak. So I really think this one's pretty cool too. Like I said, isolating valve, there's no external valve to take up any more space. And then you get to torque it with the end here, so you know that it's not going to leak on you. Now, it's not too tight, it's not too loose, it's just perfect. So this one is a pretty cool option as well. I'm really enjoying this one as using it on the field. So our last option here is the newest field piece VC2G, which the main complaint is going to be the body size. And I'm going to counter that by saying that they have a VC1 that is identical to a shrader core like removal tool like this. And then they have the 1G, which does not give you the extra valve, but you still get the side gloss if that's the feature you want. And then you have the 2G, which, like the last one, you can isolate your micron gauge, not contaminate it or remove it if you need to, and it's isolated. So we're gonna put this one on. And again, it's a beefy tool, but it does so much more than your average VCRT. This grabber, I think, is the one that catches the most, but you might struggle with it if you don't know how to use it. So Curtis, the HVAC guy, we talked about it, and he made a video on it. So just be wary, because the only reason I knew is because when I did my video on these, and I'll show it, I'm pretty sure I kind of trimmed it, is when you put this on the actual puller, it's kind of hard to push on it. It won't grab it that easily. That's just because of the friction that it has. So I had to like kind of wiggle it and get it in there, and then it's on there. So knowing that it took that much force for me to get that shrader on there, I knew when I was doing this, I had to push down a little bit more. So let's just try this real quick. Oh, the other option or the feature on this one, this makes a big difference. This part spins freely. I mentioned that in my video. So you're not going to wear out your thumb, your glove, whatever. That just feels super comfortable. It's a soft rubber as well, but it's magnetic still. So you can put that one up. The JB doesn't allow that because it has that torque in it and it's not magnetic on the outside. They would have added a little rubber magnet. That would have been cool. But the fill piece has all that. So we're going to go in. We're going to open that. Oh, go in. When you push it down, right, you're always going to turn and make sure you got it on the shrader. And there, it clicked because I put a little bit more force onto it. So once you get it in, and then you find the groove and it slips in, you're going to have to give it another little push, and you'll hear a click. That's what I've heard when I did my couple of calls with it. So at that point, let's start undoing it. And then I'm going to show you. Okay, you can hear that it's already kind of stopped. You can hear it click. The obvious benefit is you're going to be able to see it. So if we go through here, I didn't get it. All right, let's see if we got it. There it is. So you do have to give it a little of an extra just push down, and if it doesn't work, try it again. That's how we always do it. And then we're going to close this off. So that one grabbed it as well. And again, this one has a pretty good grab on it. Once it's just a matter of like getting it to seat in. This one's harder to get it off too. So as you can see, like that's not, god damn, that's not coming off as easily as the others. It's just a matter of, when you spin it, it's going to fall into the groove, and then it goes down a little bit. You got to push it way more to get it to clip and get the shrader. Like I said, tighten it again, and then go back in there and try and clip it in again, push down a little bit, and then get it out. You're going to have to do it, but I would guarantee that you're going to get it on the second try, at least with this one. All right, so here we have our VCRTs. I'm going to reveal the prices one by one, and you guys make your own decision. I'm going based off of True Tech Tools because that's probably going to be your best price scenario, and the shipping's not too bad. You get it usually within a few days. So our AccuTools core removal tool, it's just your basic, standard. It's $61.95. So not a bad price. That's on the lower end, but it's still up there. Next, we got the Appion. It's listed right now for $69.99. So $70 gets you the Appion. I know that is the favorite of a lot of people, but it did the worst in the lineup. And with this one, if you guys are doing mini splits, you're gonna have to buy a whole new VCRT. If you guys are familiar, it is a pink version that is a 516. There's no way to make this work on mini splits. So that's why I'm saying the price of this is $70 times 2 if you guys do mini splits. Now some of these I don't think offer any mini split option 516, but they do. It's just a whole other tool, right? So our next one is JB at $98.43. For $98, you're getting the torque setting built into it. You're getting this, what they call an easy lever, to be able to shut on and off the valve. I mean, I think they're all pretty simple, but this one it's meant to be easier to do with like one finger. You got the isolating slide port. So you are getting a few extra features over these other ones, and it, reflects in the price. So that JB one is $98. Now we get into the field piece ones where I tell you it's all about options. So the basic one, which is the most comparable to the rest, slightly bigger than some of these, but in line with the same features and function. This one is $85. So it is a little bit more. What do we say? This one was 70, 85. But where I said you have to buy 2 fittings for this one, right? That's what, $140, give or take, tax, whatever. This one, if you buy a $13 516 fitting, you remove this part, and essentially you have 2-in-1 for right under $100, whereas this would run you $140. So just, keep that in mind. Only if you guys are doing mini splits or plan to in the future. I just started getting into that, so I really like that feature because I was not about to go buy a whole other Appion tool. So for minimal, if the price is what you're concerned about, the basic one and this is a lot cheaper than what Appion is offering. I know there's another one, Hvacr, but I have not heard good things about it. If you guys have that one and have good luck with it, you can mention it in the comments. I've heard several of those breaking, and I never liked the look of them, so I never bought one. That one does include an adapter or something, but it's an extra piece that goes to it. Next, we have the VC1G, which is a one valve sight glass. This one is $100 on True Tech Tools. So $100, again, for $13 more, you can get the 516. At this price point, it's still cheaper than 2 Appions. Our last one is the high-end, has 2 valves, a sight glass. Both of these have the rubber ends with the swivel feature on it too to help you or make it more comfortable. This one comes in at $135, which, yes, I understand at that point it is pretty pricey, but I'm going to be saving the life of my micron gauge. I'm going to be able to see if I got the core out. My hand will be a little bit more comfortable. And again, 516 fitting can be used between all the field piece lineup, and I'm about to do mini splits, so that's going to be the most helpful there. All right, and for anyone that says maybe I wore them out, like I have 2. This is one with that stem. This is the other one. I'm using the other one. I'm going to give it a shot. I have it loose already, so there's no pressure in there. And then, lock it in. It just doesn't grab it. Then this is the second one that I have. And these are literally like not even a year old. So I don't know, do with that what you want. I'm going to tighten it and then push down, loosen it. Yeah, like I think if you get it at an angle, oh no, I don't know, won't take it out. Most ports are going to be, you know, laying down like this. At that point, I think any of these are never gonna like not get it. So at that point, oh shit, okay. Well, yeah, you catch my drift. I'm locked in there. Just won't catch it. And if I'm having to pinch these every so often to where, like I said, they should not even be worn out. I mean, I mostly use these for vacuums. I don't even think I was carrying these in my bag because they never worked that well. I would always carry like an older one, like the AccuTools. Like, I don't use these as much as a lot of guys that are doing like installs, you know, weekly, daily. They're getting the most use out of these. And if I'm sparingly using these and I wore them out, if that's the case, you know, if somebody says that, I mean, what kind of tool is that? What kind of money are you investing $70 into these tools? They feel nice, they look good, but they're not doing the best in this test. And that's two. I have two of these. All right, guys, so hopefully that was helpful. Yeah, that's just like how I can kind of simulate a real world use. You're gonna see these in my videos. I've been using the Appian ones, but I kind of got tired of them guessing if I got the shrader out, anything like that. So AccuTools, JB, and now Fieldpiece have a pretty good, reliable way to get to lock onto the stem and get it out. So those are going to be my preferences when I'm replacing leaky shraders. Now for vacuums, it doesn't really matter too much. The Appians were in my vacuum kit. They're pretty good at doing that because you're going to take out shraders because the system is usually empty at that point when you're going to pull the vacuum. It's already empty. You're going to take out the shraders or not put them in until after you do your vacuum anyway. And all of these can put in a shrader, no problem. It's pulling it out under pressure, and you're gonna have to make that decision because I do that too. So there is one that's in my bag for repairs when I'm going to replace a leaking port, and it's a shrader core. You know, that's gonna be one of the options I have. As far as like my vacuum setup, I don't think it really matters. As long as they're all vacuum rated, which they all are to like 20 microns, you're gonna be okay. So you make the decision. You do with this information what you will. All right, so my kid called me to go kill a bug, and I go in there and it's a full-blown baby scorpion. So I'm gonna go investigate. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.